Welcome back to the PigSkin podcast. This is season 2, episode 8. SEC football is here. Okay, I'm straight to it. Like, comments, whatever. This is college football week 4, NFL week 3 preview. Short to the point. SEC football is here. Okay, July 2021, Oklahoma and Texas made the move to the SEC. Started this whole conference realignment shit for nights like tomorrow night. Tennessee is coming from Knoxville. They're rolling into Norman, Oklahoma. Game day is going to be in town, like Shelton. But it's a night game under the lights at Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium. SEC football is here. It's time to nut up and go play some ball. And I don't know how you stand on this. This is maybe the most nervous I've ever been for a football game in my entire life.
Yes.
But I'm so stoked. I'm going to be there.
No, I'm absolutely excited. It's going to be fun. I'm not going to get to go, but I hope you enjoy it. The student section is going to be stupid, dude. It's going to be I believe it's going to be electric. I think a lot of people know that. I mean, it's Norman, Oklahoma, prideful in their team and the history of the game. This is probably the most talked about game on the planet too. You can go like anywhere and everybody's talking about it. I mean, the storylines have increased the ratings on this game tenfold.
Mm-hmm.
Basically, if you guys don't know, Oklahoma had a dark age in the 90s, the John Blake era. Bob Stoops was hired in 99. Let's get this thing, rolling. Let's go back to Oklahoma football. Josh Heupel was the quarterback, basically the savior of the program. He brought us to national title in 2000, and all is off and running with the Oklahoma Sooners from that point. He's hired to be the offensive coordinator. I think that was in 2009, 2010.
Yeah, because he was a
things weren't
GA.
going well. Yeah.
He was a GA 0304. Then he was a co-quarterbacks coach up until 2008. And then in 2009, he became the co-offensive coordinator and quarterbacks coach. Sorry.
Yep. So things aren't going well in 2014. Oklahoma went 8-5. Lost to TCU, Kansas State, Oklahoma State. It was rough times, but Bob Stoops had to make a tough decision. Actually, it really wasn't that tough. He should have just fired his brother, but instead he fired Josh Heupel. Which there are three camps. One of them was, okay, this is the right decision. We need to move on from Josh Heupel. Things aren't going well with the quarterback play and the offense. Isn't to the standard, which I could never understand that camp. The offense was fine that year. Camp 2 was, this is a really dumb hire. Baker Mayfield's coming in, a guy that we expect to start when he's eligible, and the offense has been great. You need to fire your brother. We need to get this defense back to what it used to be. And then the third camp was, okay, we'll see how it goes. Bob Stoops hires Lincoln Riley. And then we're off and running.
Yep.
Josh Heupel goes on a spiritual quest, basically taking over coordinator jobs, gets the head coaching position at UCF, and then gets the head coach position at Tennessee. And Tennessee's looked a lot better since.
Mm-hmm.
This is like a war, like I'm talking like BC era type war, where the savior of this program, who was going to be the heir apparent at one point, everybody thought he was going to be the head coach, is basically exiled from town, goes on a mission, vision quest, finds his calling, finds the group that he's with, and he's coming into Norman with an army that looks like an absolute death machine.
And they're out for blood.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. I think Josh Heupel, we don't really know what he's thinking right now. He's probably just telling his team, hey, we've got a football game to win. Who knows? But that's not fun. So we like to have fun here. So Josh Heupel is absolutely telling them, we're going to kill this team. We need to. This is like I need this for closure. Yeah.
I don't even. I don't have words, man. Like this is. How is Deion Burks the leading receiver out of these two teams? I just realized that makes no sense to me. But anyways, maybe it's receptions. Anyways, this is maybe the single most important non-national championship game in OU football history. Maybe just in general, with as big as a move as it is to the SEC and the whole Josh Heupel thing that you just went into. It's oh man, it's gonna be. It might be if the game goes the way I think it does. It might be based off atmosphere, storylines, and play on the field. It might be the game of the season.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a really good game. I think OU student section is going to show up. I've had to juggle it like back and forth in my head on how this is going to go. I think the spread last time I checked was Tennessee -7, and the over under was 57.5.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, last time I checked it was 57.5. It's probably at 56 now. So you're probably right on that. The line has moved several times.
It also depends where you're looking at.
Yeah, it depends on who's coming back too, because we got word that Lance Hurd isn't going to be playing in this game.
Yep.
And we also have word that Branson Hickman's going to be coming back and playing center. I think that's like that. It's going to be announced tomorrow that Branson Hickman's going to be playing this game. So the line's going to move and adjust. The way that I see this game going, and there's no in between for me, it's going to be either like a gritty, like big time Oklahoma, like it was tough for them to get yards. Like they had to fight for every inch, but they somehow pull away like they did against Texas last year in the Red River game where they were the underdog. So it's either going to be one of those situations, and then we're going to be happy as hell, or we're going to get beat by like 24 points. Like we don't have the depth. I don't think we have the depth to be able to keep up. Those are the two that I like. That's just what seems most logical to me.
I think either way this game plays out, I think it's a close game. I think we're either going to walk out of here after a dogfight and OU is going to lose by 6, or they're going to win by like 3. Either way, I think we're going to come out of here and we're going to be super impressed with this OU team, especially defensively. And I think if Branson Hickman does end up actually playing, Nick Anderson, I would expect to play. Andrew Anthony, we'll see. Kendall Dolby, I expect to play. Troy Everett, I expect to give it a go. Jake Taylor, I feel like is probably like break class in case of emergency type thing.
I think that's the same thing with Troy Everett.
Think so?
I'd rather have Ethos Ida out there, personally. You need bigger guys.
Fair
That's
enough.
just how I feel.
I think our starting 5 is going to walk out. Sexton, Ozida, Hickman, Weewoo, Tarquin. How comfortable are you with that?
I think I'd be fine. I mean, I don't know. We'll get into that. This week it feels weird because there's other matchups we're gonna watch where this is the week where it feels like, you hear the old saying like you're never as good as people think you are, and you're never as bad as people think you are. This is the college football slate that's going to prove it. We have a pretty good slate. Mm-hmm. Right now we've got Nebraska and Illinois. Nebraska, I mean, they were down early. I think they're up 17-10 now. Mm-hmm. So that's still going on. I plan to watch it. It's in halftime right now. I'm going to keep up with that game a little bit. Dylan Riley's looked good-ish. I think he's looked good. Either the interception was bad, but I think that one's fine. Anyways, back to the game. This is how it went. I guess like earlier in the week, it was Tennessee's getting baptized. Welcome to the SEC. They look like an absolute death machine, and Oklahoma struggled. That's completely changed because yesterday and today was nothing but I was taking in all the content, every piece of content I could get from anywhere, and basically everybody kind of has the same thought. It's completely changed. Where today it was Tennessee's going to smack Oklahoma, and today and yesterday it's been like, are we sure Tennessee is as good as we think they are? Like, can they go in there? Like, Norman's a tough place to play. And so I think everybody, if you're betting, I think everybody's taking Oklahoma +7. which it's kind of a safe bet. Even with Oklahoma struggling, it's Norman, Oklahoma. Those fans are going to be rowdy, and we just don't know what both of these teams are. Yeah. We don't know what either of these teams are. Like, can Oklahoma's offense get better? Can Oklahoma's defense stay the same? Like, are we going to, like, what is it going to look like? Is Tennessee, like, are they actually this juggernaut we think they are that can play the national championship? I think they've got the team to do it based on what we've seen. They look lethal. They're going to maul you. It's going to be an absolute physical matchup. Whoever's the most physical team is going to win this game. That's how it goes with SEC matchups, the line of scrimmage, and the quarterback play. Whichever quarterback plays better is going to win this game.
Yep.
What is the path for Oklahoma to win this game? Well, let's start on defense. No question in my mind, Brent Venables is the coach. They picked a smart move. I thought it was a great hire. I still think it is just based on his recruiting classes and who he's getting. Injury luck's been not in our favor.
Yeah.
Hasn't been in our favor. But a guy that we don't really talk about as much as we should, and a guy that I completely trust based on the 3 weeks that I've seen, Zach Alley. I completely trust Zach Alley. I think he's going to end up getting a head coaching job based on the performance for the rest of this season, and even maybe next season with Oklahoma if he's still the defensive coordinator. What does Zach Alley and Brent Venables need to do defensively to keep this game in a one-possession game? Because that's how Oklahoma's going to win this game. Like, they're going to play their matchup where they're going to grab you like a boa constrictor, and they're going to consistently – you have to constrict the life out of the offense, especially with as high-powered as Tennessee's is. So what are your thoughts?
I think, and you're exactly right, I think Oklahoma is going to try to – look, Brent Venables and Zach Alley have been in the booth working some shit up, right? They're going to come out and they're going to start throwing looks that maybe the entire world of football has never seen. They're going to empty the fridge. They're going to empty the cupboard. They're going to get everything out from underneath the kitchen sink. That old thing of bleach that's been sitting back there for 15 years.
It's funny that you say that because I did call this my kitchen sink game.
Yeah.
Both coaches are going to empty everything like out of the clip.
Yes. You're going to walk out of this game no matter what the final outcome is, and both teams are going to be like, well, we have nothing else to hide now because we've just shown everybody else in our on our schedule exactly what we're capable of. And I think that they're going to try to get after Nico. I think they're going to try to force him into some errors. You're going to have to force Nico to give you the ball back, whether it's a punt, whether it's a strip sack, whether it's an interception. They're going to have to get after him because, look, he's still a redshirt freshman. He's never played a true road game. He's only started 4 career games. Has he been outstanding? Yes. Has he been perfect? No. He still takes some time to read things, and he's played against bad teams. He hasn't played a defensive level of Oklahoma's yet. He hasn't seen the things that Brent Venables is going to throw. Brent Venables and Zach Alley are going to throw at him. He knows what he's walking into, but he doesn't, if that makes sense. He knows to expect the unexpected, but it's just so much unexpected, he doesn't know what's coming. And look, watching the tape and watching people break this down, Nico is very accurate. He's also very mobile. But he does have a tendency to miss high. Oklahoma led the country in interceptions last year. They're leading the country in turnovers forced this year. They have the ability to make you pay if you screw up. And if Nico's going to miss, they should be able to take advantage of this. And I think that there's multiple different stats that you can look at the end of the game if Oklahoma wins this or if Tennessee wins this, and you can pinpoint a few different ones, and that's going to be the reason why. Whether it's OU's +2 in turnovers, whether I think OU needs to get to the quarterback. And I said this, by the way, check out GT Counter Podcast. My buddy Tyler does a phenomenal job over there. I was on actually earlier in the week, and I mentioned my padlock stat for this week. Shout out Josh Pate. If Oklahoma gets 5 sacks, I think that's the thing you look at and say Oklahoma's won this football game. If they're able to get – because you think about it, they get 5 sacks, that's probably 18 to 25 pressures, right? You're not going to get home every single time, but they're going to have to live in Nico's
love to.
You would love to. I'd love to walk out of this with a record like 28 sacks in a game. That'd be fantastic. Obviously, it's not feasible.
Nope.
They're going to have to control the ground game. They're going to have to force him into third and long. They're going to have to force Nico to win them the game, which he is probably capable of doing. But right now, as a redshirt freshman with 4 starts under his belt, none on the road and none in the SEC, if you put the ball in Nico's hands and Nico goes out there and beats you, you did all you could do. That's my thoughts on it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now you flip over to the offensive side of the ball. If Jackson's pants,
here's what I think is most important. I know we're talking about Nico. He's a great quarterback. I've been high on him before he even announced his commitment to Tennessee. Mm-hmm. High ceiling, going to be a great quarterback. The most important thing for Oklahoma you got to stop the run. You got to stop Dylan Sampson.
Yeah.
You got to stop Dylan Sampson. I mean, he's been their guy on offense that they can rely on to get those tough yards.
Got 9 touchdowns on 45 carries, averaging almost 8 yards per clip.
So if you could dial stuff up where you can load the box whenever you anticipate that they're going to run the ball, like you just got to be smart. I mean, I know they've watched enough film; they can probably break down based on this style of offense. They're very used to this concept that, it's a Bryles type offense that they're used to seeing. High tempo. They're not going to let you be able to sub. So like, even if you get stuck with, like, a lot of people might think like, well, Oklahoma's not going to be able to sub, they're going to probably have a nickel because, that's preventables. He likes to, whenever he plays the cheetah position, he has Kendall Dolby out there. And so you would think that's a disadvantage with the high tempo, but Kendall Dolby's been fantastic at the cheetah. He tackles like a linebacker. And he's very good. And anticipate the run, and you can stop the run. If you can hold Dylan Sampson to 48 yards or less, you've got a close. It's a winnable game, in my opinion. If he rushes for 150 yards and he gets those easy, throws on short yardage situations for Nico, it's going to be a lot tougher. The coverage gets a lot tighter. And on wide receiver 1 for Tennessee he's a unit. That's a big dude.
They're all big.
For McCoy?
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a good offensive line. Got to win your one-on-one battles.
That's what it comes down to.
I wonder how Jaden Jackson, how he's reacting to this, dude. That's a big moment for a freshman. He's built for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
No panic?
No, not at all. He's going to go out there.
You know what would be nice? If you feel like you're in control of this game and you get David Stone some reps.
It would be nice. It would be nice.
Because he's probably not ready yet. He's a project. He's a high ceiling project. Yeah. Maybe get him out there. Get him a few snaps. Let's see what he does. Let's get him used to playing up against good offensive lines, because he's the future of this D line. Him and Jaden Jackson.
What else would feel nice? Just to feel like you're in control of this game. That would be fantastic at any point. Hopefully late in the fourth quarter.
PJ 3 sacks would feel fantastic.
If PJ can redo what R. Mason Thomas did last week, I might die and ascend to heaven in the middle of that stadium. And then come right back because I want to watch the game.
Got to use your length. He's got to use his length. He's got to use it as a weapon.
So you mentioned
earlier. Thomas should be. Go ahead. I was just going to say, Mason Thomas should have a good day. I hope. Yeah.
You mentioned earlier.
Downs is going to have a good day.
I think so too. He shows up in these big moments. Lance Hurd is out. Lance Hurd is not playing in this game. Now, obviously, in the offseason, Lance Hurd was a big addition. Lots of teams were looking for him after he left LSU. OU was in the mix. Texas in the mix. Ended up falling at Tennessee. sorry guys, my NIL dollars went to Dominic Williams, and I think we are doing just fine. So, I would have rather.
He's been great, by the way. Not a lot of people have talked about Dominic Williams, but he's been really good.
He has been. But I think that is going to open the door. Because look, this Tennessee offensive line is very good. Tackle was their weaker position, and now left tackle is going to be their weakest position. Their backup, I haven't seen much of him. I'm sure he's fine. But now you take a former 5-star guy, one of the top tackles in the transfer portal. He's out of the game. You just had R. Mason Thomas build up all the confidence necessary to go out and dominate against a guy of that caliber. Now he's going to have someone of a little bit less caliber he's going up against. And look, R. Mason Thomas, yes, he had 3 sacks, strip sack, everything, but he won on a lot of reps last week. He just couldn't get home until the end, until they had to force him to throw the ball. And I think, as we had stated, you can slow down this running attack 2, 3, 3.5 yards per carry and make Tennessee have to throw the ball. And you just let guys like PJ, who's healthy, and R. Mason Thomas out there to pin their ears back and just say, go fucking get them. It's a recipe for success. And I think Danny Stutzman's going to have a huge game, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
I think Billy Bowman's going to be great, obviously. I think the safeties have to play a little bit of a deeper depth, especially in passing situations, because you saw our corners get beat a couple times last week and they just missed, right? They missed on the throws. Nico's not going to miss on those. He might have the best deep ball in all of football, in all of college football. Beautiful deep ball. He's not going to miss on those. You have to make them pay for any mistake because there won't be many. And OU's offense, which we're going to get into, is going to have to be able to capitalize on any gifts that Tennessee's offense gives them. Because Tennessee's got a great defense too, especially their front seven. The secondary hasn't been tested yet, but their defensive line goes 10 deep legitimately. And maybe even deeper. They're experienced and big at backer, and they're inexperienced in the back end. Problem is, OU hasn't been able to stretch the ball vertically. Now, you're getting guys like Nick Anderson, who I would likely assume to be back.
Oh, we're on the offense now. Okay.
Yeah. I'm trying to make it a seamless transition. So
sorry.
It's okay.
I zoned out for a second.
Sorry. I'm
thinking about the game.
It's SEC time, okay? Like I said in the intro. Nick Anderson is likely to be back probable 99% of the time. If you're probable, you're playing, right? Angelo Anthony also listed as probable. He warmed up last week without the brace, didn't end up giving it a go. I don't know where he is, but I think even 75 to 80% of Angelo Anthony right now is better than a true freshman that's 5'8". It might be a burner, but it's not physical enough. Angelo Anthony, when healthy, is a hell of a blocker. He showed that against Texas, and that's unfortunately when he got hurt, but he is a willing blocker downfield. The OU is going to have to win the line of scrimmage on offense, but they're not going to be able to run inside zone in any middle gap scheme on this Tennessee defense. They're going to have to stretch the ball. They ran some stretch last week. They're going to have to get out in space, maybe some jet sweeps, and just get their playmakers with the ball in the open field. And the receivers are going to have to block downfield. And I have faith that they're going to do that. They're just going to have to nut up and go put a hat on a hat and try to take someone's fucking feet out from underneath them. I also think you're going to have to try to do everything you can to get into James Pierce's head. Whether that's fucking with him after the play, whether that's talking shit, whatever you got to do, whether it's hitting him with a few cut blocks.
The Romanowski method.
Yeah.
The Bill Romanowski method.
Yes. You're going to have to fuck with – you might just need to go out there and vomit right in front of them like Tennessee did against Alabama. Yes, exactly. But, maybe you cut them to start the game a few times just to slow them up a little bit. OU's going to have to run some screen game. They're going to have to run some quick game, throwing the ball. They're going to have to get backs out of the backfield.
Just kidding. Don't spit in his face.
Don't
spit in the man's face.
Don't spit in his face. Keep your fucking helmet on, Josh Bates. All right? Or don't kill somebody. I don't care.
Snap count.
Hopefully,
Just change the snap count.
Yeah, it changes that. It's harder to do with this with the clap. I still wish they'd go back to a true cadence, but whatever. Football's weird now. But you know,
Fuck
you're gonna
you,
have to take
Seba.
advantage of being at home on offense.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on offense?
Well, it's been, I don't know, dreadful, just disgraceful for the standard that we want. No, I'm just kidding. There's been a ton of injuries, so it makes sense. They've had to shuffle offensive linemen. It's been a tough challenge for Bill Bedenbaugh. This is his basically last test to get himself into the Hall of Fame. Hey, let's just shuffle a bunch of offensive linemen around since everybody's fucking hurt. You can't stay healthy. Jackson Arnold really hasn't had much to deal with other than his running backs and I'm drawing a blank on his name. He's the best receiver we got, Deion Burks. So he's had Deion Burks. He's had the tight ends too. But when you practice with your ones and then they all get hurt and you got to have the freshmen out there, it's tough for him because you got to build that timing. So having Nick Anderson back, it's going to help a lot. Yes, get the ball to Deion Burks. Absolutely, he's explosive. He's a playmaker. He's a willing blocker. He's physical. I think the most important person on this offense, other than Jackson Arnold, I've got multiple. Like obviously Jackson Arnold, the offensive line in the run game, but Nick Anderson is going to be. He's going to be in my lens. Like he's going to be in my focal point. Very talented wide receiver, right?
Mm-hmm.
Very talented wide receiver. 10
Also has
touchdowns
a
last year as a
first
freshman.
round body type.
Yep. He's got in my mind a first round grade. Route tree, hands, everything you want. After the catch plays. His one big game last year was Texas. He had 1 catch, 3 yards, 1 touchdown. Couldn't really get him going. So if he's our star, this is where you make your money. This is where scouts look at you. I know it's what we think is a weak Tennessee secondary. We don't know. I think we're going to go in and find out, or Tennessee's going to come in and we're all going to find out if they're weak or not. But you're the star of the team, right? You're the wide receiver we were all the most excited about, other than Deion Burks.
Also, I do want to put this out there. I was watching the breakdown, the Accurate Layman. They have a white safety. He's not
Harrison Smith or Chris Conti.
No, God, please. I'm thinking more like maybe Zane Anderson.
Or Chris Conti. That would be sick if he was Chris Conti. You just throw all the way down the field all the time.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic.
That's what Aaron. Yeah.
So I don't know if you want to put a score on the white
safeties, especially if he's a
sneaky athlete, dude.
Yeah, scholar, high IQ,
smart football player.
Kind of guy you'd let date your daughter.
Yeah, exactly.
Running game's got to get going.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be able to run the ball. That's going to set you up for your play action. It's going to be easier to make those RPO reads because you're going to have more guys committed to the box. The offense is simple. All right. The offense is very simple. It's like sex. Okay?
Get my attention.
The offense is like sex. Okay, you need to be able to pound it. All right? Because then a lot of guys want to be committed to that box. All right, if you're pounding it good, guys are going to want to be committed to the box. That's going to open up a lot more. Okay? Just run the ball good, open up the holes, pound through the hole, get more guys committed to the box. It's going to set up your passing game. Right?
What are you triangle?
So if Jackson Arnold yells hot route and starts going for the back door.
yeah, there you go. I think that's what in football terms we like to call a pin pull.
Yeah. Stupid. We're dumb. Don't listen to us. Anyways.
That's going up as a short. PigSkin podcast out of context. It's a new page.
Nah, don't do that.
No.
Yeah. Who cares? Yeah, do it. Anyways. Okay. So got to be able to run the ball. Also, you know what we really haven't seen and what I thought Seth LaDrill did a good job of in the Arizona game? There hasn't really been a good scramble drill for Jackson Arnold. They have no real scramble drill. If the play breaks down, He doesn't know where to run. Like, you saw last week. Let's go back to the Bears game. The Bears game against Houston, Caleb Williams, like there was no real scramble drill for him. And I get it, the offensive line's not very good, but when you have a weak, inefficient offensive line and you need to get when the play's not there and you need to get your guy out of the pocket, like look at CJ Stroud. He was able to swing to the right. He was, they had a real scramble drill for him in case the play broke down. He was able to find guys open. I want to see that with Jackson Arnold. I want to see them be able to execute that. Because I think the offensive line should play better. I mean, they're going to be playing with their hair on fire like they did against Texas. They were much weaker on the interior against Texas last year. They're going to be pretty weak, maybe in almost all sectors. The interior should be a little bit better, but now you've got edge rushers on Tennessee that are, deadly.
One might be the number one overall pick.
Yeah, one is definitely, if not number one, he's a top 10 pick for sure. And then Amari Thomas is fantastic as well. So yeah, not everybody's going to be open. So if the play breaks down and he's going to if he's getting flushed, let's roll him to the right, let's roll him to the left. Like, let's have something designed for him as far as a scramble drill, because you're not always it's going to be tough. I mean, this is going to be a test for the offense because they haven't looked great. So, if you're going to go out and win this game and you're going to shock the world, which I can't believe we're saying that, it's Oklahoma football. This isn't fucking Kent State going up against. It's not like NIU going up against. It's not like NIU going up against Notre Dame, But if you're going to win this game, you have to be smart, efficient. Know your assignment. You have to be assignment sound. You have to pay attention to detail. It's hard with a young quarterback, but I think Jackson Arnold, he'll be focused. Can the guys beside him stay focused?
Okay, so we kind of talked about it on defense. What's one stat that you would look at on offense, whether it's a team stat, individual stat, from our offense that would lead you to believe that OU won the game?
3 rushing touchdowns.
Okay. I was also leaning towards. I was thinking 200 yards rushing. So
3 rushing touchdowns.
Okay, I like it.
And I hope that it's the defense creating short yardage positioning. Special teams, we just need Luke Elzinga to punt it at the 1 every single time. That'd be sick.
Dude, that punt.
And Tyler Kellner's going to have to make every field goal.
Oh, 100%. You can't leave points on the board at all. Even if we don't get 7, sometimes threes are going to be important in this game, almost as important as touchdowns are.
Yep.
But if we can get that punt against Tulane, dude, if we can get more of those and let this defense just get after Nico, OU's going to run some engage 8. They're going to come out there and bear, and they might rush 10 guys if they're on the 1 fucking yard. It's the field position is going to be very important in this game.
Catch the ball too.
God, please fucking.
I trust Peyton Bowen. He last week against Tulane, he was catching the ball. He looked great. I absolutely trust him. I've got no doubt about that. But just make sure you catch the ball. Don't let the Tennessee players that are rushing you affect your head. Just pay attention to the ball. Make sure to fair catch.
You think Jada came over?
Stay locked in. Stay dialed in.
You think Jada came over, grabbed Billy and Peyton by the ears and was like, okay, this is how you feel to fucking center field ball. Okay? This is how you feel to fly ball. Everyone was making jokes about it, but the turnaround Peyton showed us last week, she may have. I'm all for it. I'm almost ready to put her back there and just let her fair catch everything. Oh, don't do that. She's too pretty a soul to get hurt like that. I love Jada too much.
Yeah, what's up?
Any other thoughts in this game? I mean, we could probably go for hours and hours and hours on this game. Anything else? Because we do need to move on.
Just be as loud as possible, Dalton. Use your voice.
I'm going to come back in here, and we're going to record on Monday or Tuesday, and I'm like, welcome back.
You have laryngitis. You're not going to be able to talk. So, I think the crowd's going to be stupid. I think you're going to be able to hear him from Stillwater.
Speaking of Stillwater, that was a nice lead. I like that. I appreciate that. We're getting good at this thing, man. Only people would watch. Utah travels to. I mean, Utah is traveling to Stillwater for their first Big 12 game. State of Oklahoma's got big things going on in football this weekend, man. Big things.
That's a sneaky big game that nobody's talking about. That is going to be.
I think they got a little screwed. Big noon kickoff. I mean, I know it's probably better it's not at noon, but big noon kickoffs at Columbus for Marshall, Ohio State. They should have flexed. They should have flexed the Utah Oklahoma State game and gone to Stillwater, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
Look, Alan Bowman's been fantastic so far this season. Almost 1,000 yards, 8 touchdowns, 2 picks. He lit it on fire last week. Oklahoma State still hasn't been able to get Ollie Gordon going. And to me, it's not necessarily too concerning because I still know the type of back that Ollie Gordon is, and I think they could get things rolling and they could pick it up and just start going.
Well, let's talk about that.
You're cutting out.
He's not able to do that this year. So is Ollie Gordon washed? Like, is he already washed?
I was talking to Johnny the other day. I think he needs to be a little bit more careful in the car, man. Maybe it screwed him.
Yeah, because he was making plays out of nothing last year, and he was like in contention for Heisman, and now it's the same offensive line issues, and they can't get him going. I mean, I don't know. He needs to go back into Gundy's office like he did last year. Basically, like, hey, so what you did with the 1,000 beers, does that work? Because I'm gonna need it. Like, yeah, he might be washed, dude. I don't know. I still think that running back is still there in Ollie Gordon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we're gonna have to see it. Also, Cam Rising, I haven't heard the update. We think he's gonna play, right? Like, we think he's gonna be in this game.
I would think so, but I don't know, man. You would think he'd have to.
Yeah. I saw a funny picture, like a funny stat, that the combined age of Cam Rising and Alan Bowman is 49 years old, and the combined age of Anthony Richardson and Caleb Williams is 44.
Yeah. By the way,
so it is a Senior Bowl.
No, literally. According to KSL Sports out of Utah, everything is pushing towards Cam Rising playing. So would expect him to play.
So yeah, I saw like it's been probable for him to play. I think he's gonna play.
At least going to give it a go.
This is one of those this is another game like we talked about earlier in the episode where, I mean, you don't know how good you are, you don't know how bad you are. Like, people probably expect Utah to go in and win this game. It's weird because it's going to be one of those, Oklahoma State's going to lose time of possession and they're going to lose the turnover battle, and still it's going to be tied going into the end of the fourth quarter, and we're going to be like, what is happening?
Yeah.
So Gundy's is a hell of a coach. He makes something out of nothing, like he did last year.
Yeah. No, so. Gundy's a hell of a coach, man. He's been there 20 years for a reason.
This is a sicko pick. I'm going to take Oklahoma State.
I like it. Utah's getting a point in Stillwater, by the way.
All signs point to Utah's the better football team, in my opinion. They're the better football team. Cam Rising, he's incredible. Going to be a great coach someday, I think. His football mind is incredible.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. This is just like, it's one of those, like, Oklahoma State's going to pull it from a hat, and I don't know. Like, I'm going to take Oklahoma State, and I'm not confident in that at all.
That home field advantage in Boone Pickens is legit, dude. It's something. Yeah. It's serious. It's one of the better places. It's one of the tougher places to play. I would lean that way.
Is this where Ollie Gordon gets his magic back?
I think so. I like Oklahoma State in this one. I really do think Ollie Gordon's going to come out. And look, Utah's a sound football team. They were like the K-State of the Pac-12, and now they're the Utah of the Big 12. Like, I still think Utah and Kansas State are my favorites for the Big 12 championship game. I think Oklahoma State stumbles towards the end of the season, but they show up for big games like this typically, especially when it's like they always show up for Oklahoma. They always showed up for Texas. So I would lean the same way. I think Oklahoma State's going to show up, and I think they get it done. If they meet later on in the season, I don't know, especially if you get a healthy Cam Rising, but he's going to be a little bit banged up. They're going to try to get to him. Losing Isaiah Oliver, that's his name, right? That's tough, but Nick Martin's still one of the best backers in the Big 12. I just think Ollie Gordon, I think you're right. I think Ollie Gordon, this is his coming out party for 2024. And I think he's going to show up and he's going to be legit. And I think he's going to carry that team to a win.
Is it Isaiah Oliver? I don't
think so.
No, Colin Oliver.
Colin Oliver. Who's Isaiah Oliver?
I don't know.
Colin, yeah. You get what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Let's see, looking.
Nick Martin's a stud, dude.
He's a beast.
He's an absolute stud. I don't know how Gundy keeps churning out these just like crazy players the way he does. He's good at it.
Very good at it.
Yeah. I'm going to take Oklahoma State and the points. I'm going to take them to cover. Is that crazy? Like, what's the spread now? It's been moving.
Utah -1.
Crazy. It was -2.5 last time I checked. So now it's -1.
Yeah.
So let's pick them.
Yeah.
I'm going to take Oklahoma State.
I like it.
I'm going to just take them to win because it's probably not going to change. If it does, it's going to be 1.5. I'm going to take them to cover 1.5. They're going to lose by 1.
Yeah. Yeah, you might as well pick them. Pick the money line.
Yeah, I'm just pick them. Yeah. I'm going to take Oklahoma State. And I don't feel confident at all. We're going to come back on here and be like, yeah.
We're either going to look really fucking smart or we're going to look like fucking idiots come Monday. So
it's going to be like a 30-17 game.
Yeah, it'd be like that. Remember when everyone put all that hype into K-State, Oklahoma State a few years ago, and Kansas State came into Stillwater and blew them out like 48-0? It's either going to be that or Oklahoma State's going to win by 1. Like,
yeah,
between.
Gundy needs a Big 12 title though.
Yeah, no, he does. Like his own, not a shared, his own.
Yeah, like he needs his own. So he's going to have a lot more recruiting power now that Texas and Oklahoma are out of the SEC. And Kansas State and Utah should run it, but don't doubt Oklahoma State and what he's been able to do.
Especially when they're going to have a season when they come out of nowhere. They usually never perform up to the standard when everyone expects them to do well. But when everyone expects them to be shit, like a lot of people did last year, they come out of nowhere.
After that South Alabama loss, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
But I want to go ahead and jump into the next game we have here. USC, Big Ten, the University of Southern California in the Big Ten, is traveling to Ann Arbor, Michigan to take on the now Alex Orji led, I think that's been confirmed.
Yeah.
Michigan Wolverines. Look, USC is getting 4.5 points here in Ann Arbor. When Alex Orji's played, he hasn't looked good. The rest of Michigan doesn't look good. I think USC just wins this in a rout.
I've got another stinky one. I think I'm going to take Michigan in the points.
Are you?
And I like what USC's offense has looked like this season. Miller Moss has done an incredible job. Yeah. Miller Moss has done an incredible job of running Lincoln Riley's offense. And when it's ran good, and now their offensive line looks better too, so they're able to run the ball. Lincoln Riley's offense looks incredible when it's ran well, but this is the theme of this week. You never know. You're not as good as people think you are. You're not as bad as people think you are. And I think it's going to be a situation like that as well. Michigan hasn't looked good. They've struggled. Their defense still looks good. Their defense is on the field like 98% of the time because they can't complete a forward pass. They're going to have to run the ball. The offensive line has to play well. You've got to get the running backs going, Mullins and Edwards. Like, they have to be able to run the ball efficiently. Everybody's kind of giving flowers to USC, even though they beat an LSU team that we don't know what they are. Their defense hasn't looked like it's progressed much at all this season. Yeah, we don't really know what USC is. We kind of know what Michigan is. They're going to try to stick to their game plan. They're going to try to slow things down and kind of like, it's a bare knuckle boxing match. Like they're gonna do whatever they can to keep the game as close as possible. We don't really know if Sherrone Moore is ready to be a head coach, but like I give him props like for trying. Like you have a lot of guys go to the NFL, and especially on the offensive line too. Like it's hard to kind of like replicate what happened last year with Michigan's offense when you don't have those same pieces. But it's a stinky pick. I'm just going to take Michigan. I'm just going to take them to cover. I think it's going to be a 2-point game.
I'll take it.
And the Big House is going to be absolutely jumping, even though they haven't looked great. They lost to Texas. They need their revenge. Like, they need a big game. Because Lincoln Riley and Sark kind of run their offenses the same. They have the same kind of core concepts. They want to establish the run. They want to get the easy throws, the completions to get your quarterback confidence. But I think Michigan's going to do whatever they can to have their hair on fire on defense and try to limit that USC offense. I could be totally wrong. We're going to come back on here just like we talked about with Oklahoma State. I'm going to be like, yeah, well, they got killed 40-7.
I think
I don't know. I don't know what USC looks like. Like, they might be a good team. Are they?
If they beat Michigan and it's close, are you still questioning them?
Depends on how close.
Okay.
Like, if it's like a high-scoring game, absolutely, because that defense hasn't made any progressions. If it's a low-scoring game, then I think you can make the question that, okay, this is a different Lincoln Riley team. Like, USC, they're going to have a chance the rest of the way. Washington hasn't looked that good.
Yeah.
They're struggling. Ohio State and Oregon, their biggest challenges. UCLA is a joke. I mean.
Yeah. Well, they got LSU on the dock this week, and hopefully we see. Well, not hopefully, because I'd like LSU to keep sputtering. I'm sure you would too, because you want Brian Kelly gone. But we'll learn a little bit more about LSU this weekend as well. There's there's other good games here. Arizona State, Texas Tech could be a good one. Memphis Navy could be a good one.
Sneaky great game of the week. Kansas State, BYU.
I think it's a hell of a game, dude.
BYU looks a lot better.
They do.
They look a lot better. They've been in tight games, yes, but like, watch out. That's going to be a good game. This is going to be a test for Avery Johnson. And I think Avery Johnson's a crazy athlete. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback. I really like Avery Johnson. I think they made the right move to stick with him. Here's a test.
Yeah.
Because BYU's coach is he's going to throw everything at you.
We also we have Manning versus Booty this week. UL Monroe takes on number 1 Texas.
How about Arch Manning getting the start? Which I know they want to keep Ewers healthy.
Yeah, it's interesting. I'll say that it's going to be pretty interesting to see. Now it's still not good competition.
You're right. It's not like the litmus test for Texas. Like, how good can Arch Manning be? But like, getting the start, like, you get the reps under your belt. The situation with Texas is it's kind of astounding. It kind of makes me scared because I do think Sark is such a fantastic coach and he's got that program going right. Yeah. You remember what happened when Oklahoma had 2 like superstar 5-star quarterbacks on their roster in 2021? Discourse was pretty bad. Quarterbacks didn't like each other.
Are you calling for a Rattler Williams situation here in Austin, Texas?
Right? No, I think it's the complete opposite.
Oh, okay.
Maybe it speaks to like how awesome of a job Sark has done, and at the same time how mature Arch Manning is for his age to be like, yeah, I'm absolutely cool with sitting behind another highly touted quarterback and let him be the guy while I sit back and develop. Because most times in this situation, that backup that's as highly touted as Arch Manning is probably going to go to another school to play. But he's been like, everything is in sync for that program. Like, it's crazy. Like, Like I got to give respect where respect's due.
I'm gonna vomit real quick. All right, I gotta just get that out before I say this. Sark better culture than Lincoln Riley?
Find out.
It's true. It's true.
I think you can make that case. Yeah, absolutely.
I think so too. I don't.
I mean, it seems like all those players rally around Sark.
Mm-hmm.
Even when things looked bad, when he was 8-5 in his second year, it was like they lost to Kansas, and he was yelling at the officials, "Don't fucking touch me!" And players love him. So
yeah.
And he's a fucking hell of a coach.
He is a hell of a coach, and he's a hell of an offensive mind as well.
Except when he can't score in the red zone for some reason. Now they can.
Yeah. Yay. Another good-looking game on the dock this year. We got
figured out his red zone woes. You liked the red zone, Sark.
Oh, you love the red zone. He's been perfect in the red zone this year. I like that a lot. We got Baylor going into Boulder to take on the Colorado Buffaloes. Apparently, a little bit of social media war back and forth. Both teams put out they were going to be wearing white, going all white. So, because the away team gets to choose, looks like Colorado is going to have to throw on a different jersey. That's all that's happened. It hasn't been anything interesting. Only other game catching my eye this week. Did the 3-0 Cal Bears go into Doak Campbell and just continue to beat on Florida State? There's no way they start 0-4, right? There's no way it happens.
Here's another stinky pick. I'm taking Florida State.
You're taking Florida State? No, dude.
I mean, I see this game. Obviously, I mean, they've been a dumpster fire. It's Comedy Central for Florida State.
It's not even Comedy Central. It's Adult Swim, dude. Oh, man. I don't know. Shit. We lose you. I think we lost you for a minute. What do you say?
I'm going to take Florida State.
Okay. I'm taking Cal. I don't like it. I don't like either one. They both might lose. I don't like either one.
It's a stinky pick, but you've got to defend your territory. Like you can't let the liberals of Cal walk into your stadium.
Auburn just did 2 weeks ago.
That's fucking Auburn. You're right. You're right. It's a sneaky pick. I'm taking Florida State.
Yeah.
You're gonna love my NFL picks.
All right. You ready to get into it?
Yeah.
Let's do it. So, do you want to talk some Thursday Night Football real quick?
Yes.
Okay. Can I start it off?
Sure.
Aaron Rodgers is still the greatest thrower of the football. No matter what shade of green he has on. Is this his third prime? Like, is he just going to keep it going, man? He looked fantastic.
He looked really good. He looked like he was all the way back.
That ball to Garrett Wilson was fantastic.
Yep. It was the greatest throw he's ever made in any uniform. 100%.
Stop.
He looks good. Patriots look bad. That's really all there was to that game. It was how were I don't even really know how to describe. Like it went in, and I mean, even when they didn't score on their first drive, and I still thought, they're like that Jets defense. I mean, they had I think it was the first play. It was a first down for the Patriots, and I still thought I don't really know how this is going to look. It could get really ugly, and it ended up looking ugly because it's like poetry in motion. I can root for Aaron Rodgers now. He's not wearing green and yellow anymore. It's green and white. He's Broadway Rodgers. So I was rooting for him, and he played fucking awesome. Threw the ball great, scrambling from the pocket, looked more mobile. Their defense is fucking awesome.
Defense is fantastic.
Their defense is really good.
That's also just sucked.
Maybe just in this game because the Patriots, we don't know what they're going to look like. We got to see Drake May a little bit. Didn't get to score. And I'm really happy because I did not want him to be the first rookie QB to throw a touchdown pass. And he got in the red zone. Thank you. Thank you for getting sacked. And thanks, Gerard Mayo, for not calling a timeout so he could try to score on that play. Keep it classy.
That's fine. Yeah, I mean, it was a good game. Aaron looked great. This is kind of what I expected going into that one, though. Kind of all day Thursday. I figured the Jets just walk away with it. So,
did you see the photos going around after Aaron Rodgers threw that touchdown where he went up to Robert Saleh?
Yeah.
Robert tried to, I guess, hug him, and then he just gave him a look.
Yeah, pushed him away, gave him a look.
The scores? No. Should we talk about that? Well, what are we thinking?
Did you watch the post-game interviews?
Well, apparently, he didn't like the play they called before that, right?
Yeah, that was part of it. But he also was. It was more like a pump up type thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
So he said
maybe Aaron Rodgers
hit to the chest.
Yeah, apparently Aaron Rodgers didn't like that call that they did before that play, and he was upset about it.
Well, that's on Nathaniel Hackett. That's not on.
I don't think Aaron Rodgers likes any call that any coach makes. I think Aaron Rodgers likes to run an offense that Aaron Rodgers calls. That's what it sounds like to me.
I mean, that's
knowing what we know about truth. Aaron. Yeah. I thought Nathaniel Hackett did a good job calling. Those running backs are special in New York. Braylon Allen, and he's really good. Yeah, playing in the NFL at 16 is crazy. And then Breece Hall is awesome. And Garrett Wilson is great.
Yeah, no, he's fantastic.
Mike Williams had a catch. He almost had a touchdown catch. You got to catch that. You got to catch that, Mike Williams.
He did. That was a beautiful ball. That would have been a nice play. A really nice play.
He jumped too early. Mm-hmm. It happens. He's getting his trying to get his mojo back. He's trying to figure out the NFL again.
Yeah, exactly. He's played for the Chargers too long. Anything else on the Thursday night game before we get into our breakdown? What do you what? You there?
I said I lost you for a second.
Yeah, it's been cutting out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Going ahead and hopping on in. Do you want to take it away on the NFL games?
Sure.
Go ahead.
We go to. No, I'm just kidding. Let me pull them up real quick. I have to get them back up. I'm sorry. This is great podcasting. Okay. We can start with the first game. Actually, I really don't even know what I would want to be the first game that we talk about. How about Texans at Vikings?
Okay.
Texans at Vikings. I think I'm going to get this out of the way. I think we all saw the mic'd up of CJ Stroud going up to Caleb Williams after the game.
Yeah.
He said he wasn't trying to little bro him. It definitely looked like he was. No, I mean, a lot of people weren't happy about Caleb Williams' body language. I thought he was fine. I mean, that's kind of how you should react if you got your ass kicked and you lost the game and you want to win games. But yeah, CJ Stroud, he little broed Caleb. It's fine, whatever. Anyways, we're gonna really find out what the Vikings are because they got a big test.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is where, look, you thought last week was going to be the big test for them. The 49ers are beat to living hell. And they played well in that game, and it was still close. But you're right. This is that true test. Now it's a home game for them. Houston's flying to Minnesota for this, but I think it's going to be probably one of the better games of the morning slate.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
How do you feel about Aaron Jones basically recreating the Lambeau Leap for Minnesota? He wants to call it the bank vault.
Next question.
Okay. How do you feel knowing that Aaron Jones is so much better than any running back you have on your team right now, and you just let him go?
That's not the truth. That is not the truth. As much as I
Oh,
love Aaron
really?
Jones, that is not the truth. Josh Jacobs
So
is better
you're
than Aaron
so you're
Jones.
saying you hate Aaron Jones?
I'm not. I don't hate Aaron Jones. I love Aaron Jones. I actually have an Aaron Jones Funko Pop sitting in my office right now at work. Everyone thinks it's a bobblehead and keeps trying to hit him.
I actually love that. He's trying to recreate something, and I'm kind of rooting for an Aaron Jones touchdown as a prop bet.
I'm rooting for Aaron Jones touchdown because I'm on my fantasy team.
I'm
I
rooting
love
for
Aaron Jones
touchdown, and I want him to do the bank vault.
I want him to
awesome.
not do that because that would be rude.
He is going to do that. I'm sorry, pal. There's just no way around it.
I think you're a dickhead. That's what I think you are.
I'm not trying to be. I'm asking you a question. Like, what do you think about it? And
I want to hear it.
This is what this podcast. We need to. We get down to the hot topics.
Dude.
Yeah.
I haven't been a hot topic in a while. I'm not shopping there. People scare me.
Yeah. Justin Jefferson's playing.
Is he?
I don't know. Is Jordan Addison still out?
I think so, yeah.
Who does Sam Darnold have to throw to other than Hawkinson?
Aaron Jones. Hawkinson's out too.
So they're like Oklahoma right now. They got nothing except for
Dallas Turner's out. Ivan Pace is out. Jordan Addison is out. TJ Hawkinson is out.
They're out? Like all these are out.
Yeah, so he's on. His return is targeted for week 6. Dallas
Mickey
Turner,
Mouse. Yeah. Mickey Mouse 3-0 for the Texans so far. Texans might be frauds. They're on my fraud watch now. If they win this game,
they're on fraud watch. If they win this game,
yes. Okay. Depending on how, if it's a blowout, never mind. But if it's, even if it's a blowout, I mean, we don't know.
Oh no, Justin Jefferson's playing.
But the Vikings.
Fair enough.
Everybody's out.
What's
the Jefferson status?
He's playing. He's gonna play.
Jefferson's playing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep my eye on the Texans. Okay, next game. Green Bay at Tennessee. Here's another one. You don't actually know how bad people think you are. I actually like the Titans in this one. And it's not because they're playing Green Bay. I actually do think they're better than their record. They have a really fucking good defense. They've allowed the fewest yards in the NFL so far through 2 games. And they got big dudes up front. It's going to be tough to be able to run the ball on them. You need Malik Willis to play better.
Whoa. Jordan Love might go in this.
He's not going to play. Come on.
You don't think so?
No. Okay. Yeah, go ahead and throw him out there and let him get hurt again. That's great.
Please don't. No, I was just having this conversation with my cousin. I want him to sit out this game.
Yeah, you probably do. And for good reason, because Devondre Sweat and Jeffrey Simmons are absolute animals, and they have lockdown corners and good safeties and decent linebackers. Kenneth Murray, he played better in week 2. So it's a really, really good defense.
You really love this Tennessee team, don't you?
I mean, I just think they're better than what their record shows.
Well, I think
you need Will Levis to not. You need Will Levis to
not have another meme.
Yeah, you probably want to stay like you don't want to turn into a meme, Will Levis. Like, let's have a clean game. I think they will. I like Tennessee in this game, and I like their defense a lot.
I think some outside zone. I think some stretch. I think that can open up Tennessee's defense because they're really good on the interior defensive line, but I think they're a bit weaker, especially against the run on the outside. Now, Kenneth Murray is a patrolling middle linebacker, but I think Green Bay has been really, really good at confusing teams in the run game, especially last week. They did really good against Indy. And if Malik Willis is going to get the start, which I assume, I think they're going to try to do a lot of things to confuse them and get their offensive linemen up to the second level and try to create as much space as possible to let Josh Jacobs feast.
I didn't realize they were weak at edge with Sebastian Joseph Day, Jeffrey Simmons.
Jeffrey Simmons playing interior. He's not playing on the edge.
Yeah, but it's a 3-4. It's a base 3-4, so he's kind of on the edge.
They're weaker on the edge, I should say. stop against the run. They're weaker on the edge against the run.
Yeah.
I think there's your odds to be had there. I think it's going to be a hell of a game, though. I think it's going to be really close.
Yeah, in Tennessee, if you want to salvage your season, you got to win this game. Like, you win a game that the other teams, like, they have a backup quarterback. Like, Green Bay's not playing Jordan Love. Like, Matt LaFleur is going to be in the lab. Like, he's going to be cooking something, but he's also going to be making sure his quarterback, Jordan Love's not going to be out there, but it would be crazy if they put him out there. Absolutely insane if they put him out there. It'd be even crazier if he went through the entire game and they won this game, but it's not going to happen. Like, this is a game, like, you can win this game. Like, your defense has been really good. The only problem is Matt LaFleur is on the other side. He's going to be cooking something.
Green Bay's defense has been pretty good as well.
And they're going to try to get Malik Willis to pass the ball more. I think so. I can see a lot of RPO this game, which isn't necessarily the style that. There's a lot more designed, like, running and designed passing in LaFleur's offense, but I can definitely see some RPO situations.
Yeah, no, certainly. Especially if they're having a little bit less success in the run game, but teams are going to try to Tennessee's going to try to overcommit to the run with Malik Willis likely starting. So, yeah, no, I think it makes sense. Like I said, I think it's going to be a hell of a game. I expect the Packers to go on and win this game. That's my expectation every week. But we'll see. I think Tennessee's -3 right now. Over-under 38.5, which is pretty interesting. I don't know how you see that going. We'll get into that, obviously, in our picks, if it's in our picks. But I feel pretty good about this game.
You do?
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Moving on. We got the close your eyes game. Basically, this game stinks, but we're going to watch it anyway because we love football. Giants at Browns.
Yeah.
It hasn't been going great for Daniel Jones. And and would you take a look at that breaking news? Deshaun Watson caught another case.
Man, who would have thunk it, huh?
Yeah.
Who would have thunk it?
That'd be absolutely hilarious if he did.
I know, right?
If I can get my crystal ball out. I don't really know. I guess I'm going to take Cleveland to win this game. I think
they're just better on
defense.
Yeah.
I think that's fair based on how the Giants look. They score. How do you hold your opponent to no touchdowns? You score 3 and you lose the game.
I'm a kicker, man.
I mean, that's a recipe for disaster. But stinky game.
That's what happens when the team you're playing against has an OU punter and an OU kicker on the same team.
Yeah, Cyber went crazy.
Yeah, this game's just going to be a stinker. I don't care about this one.
I do low-key like Malik Neighbors to score a touchdown in this game.
Think so?
Yeah. Like, if they're going to score, I like Malik Neighbors to score a touchdown in this game. I have a good one for you. Do you know Amari Cooper was 30 years old?
Is he really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I thought he was like 35.
Is his brother still in the league? I don't think so.
I don't know. I don't think so either. Dude, it feels like he's been in the NFL forever. I mean, he drafted in 2015?
Something like that.
He should be like 35 by now. Is he playing in this game?
Amari?
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, he's playing in this game. Yeah. I don't know. I haven't really kept up with the Browns. This game stinks. I want to go to the next game. I didn't know it was in Indy. The Bears travel to Indy. Get right game. I'm actually very confident that Chicago can win this game with their offense. And I think Indy's defense is not very good, so they should be able to run the ball now if the offensive line can stay assignment sound. This happened last year with this exact same offensive group, where like they started off rough, and then they picked it up and they were able to run the ball and find an identity on offense running the ball. When I have Caleb Williams, if you can set up the run for Caleb Williams, he is going to dice the defense. He's going to dice the secondary up. But you got to be able to run the ball. And there's like a million guys on Indy's defense that are out. Forrest Buckner's out. I think Latu's out. You should be able to win this game. Like I want to see 200 yards rushing. I want Caleb Williams to throw a touchdown pass. I want to see him throw for at least 250 or 300 yards. Like this is to figure out. This is either change the narrative or like this is your identity.
Yeah,
for Chicago's offense.
I completely agree. I think it's going to be a pretty good game. I would lean Chicago to win this one. I think Indianapolis is so beat up. I think this is the game where you could see Chicago open it up passing. Look, if Malik Willis could go 12 and 14 for over 100 yards, touchdown, it'd be almost perfect. With the even more injuries up front, Caleb Williams could do the same thing. Indy is very weak in the back end of their defense. At this point, all that they have going for them is linebacker. Like, they're one of the most beat up defenses, one of the most beat up teams in the NFL. And Anthony Richardson, you can't count on him to go win this game.
And Oklahoma, Chicago's defense,
is fantastic.
They're really good at stuff in the run gap, the run fits. Like they know where they're supposed to be. Their assignment sound, not in the first quarter. So you're gonna have to start off hot. Like you got to take advantage and try to set your offense up to be opportunistic. Same thing we talked about with Jackson Arnold and Oklahoma's offense. I want to see a scramble drill for Caleb Williams. Like get him outside. I know when it happened, he threw that pick, but he was also breaking a tackle. Darnell Wright, he had kind of an uncharacteristic of that was a really bad game for Darnell Wright. He was getting whooped by Will Anderson. I think he's going to bounce back in a big way. I think Braxton Jones is also going to bounce back in a big way, even though he was a little bit better. I need Coleman Sheldon to just be a competent center for one game. Like, just give Chicago hope. So know your assignments. Nate Davis, don't get lazy. Pick up the stunts. They're going to try to do something. They have to throw out the kitchen sink on defense because they're so beat up, and they need to figure out ways to, get a rookie quarterback uncomfortable. Just be able to run the ball, get Caleb going, and you should be fine. In fact, it could get ugly if Chicago's offense is on a roll. This is the game to do it because
I don't know that Indy scores.
They could. I mean, they got Jonathan Taylor, so he's a good running back regardless.
Where do you think y'all's defense is weakest at?
Where are they weakest?
Mm-hmm.
Probably. I think they have two weak positions that I wouldn't even call them weak, though. Sorry, there's a fly on my computer. It was the Indianapolis Colts spy. Motherfucker. No, I think they're Tyreek Stevenson. This happened last year with Tyreek Stevenson, where he started off rough and it wasn't good for him when he's one-on-one on an island, and then things got better when they started giving him help. So maybe Tyreek Stevenson and whoever's the edge opposite of Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
But I felt like they played well enough. Not having Zach Pickens out there, a big body, means that Javon Dexter and Andrew Billings have to play a lot more snaps, but they've been playing incredible for how much they've been out there. Would like to get Zach Pickens healthy because that's great D-line rotation. But yeah, I think they're weak in, I don't know, honestly. They're good at safety.
They're pretty good at safety.
Kevin Byard struggled in the first quarter of both games, where his eyes kind of get away from him. I think he's still adjusting to this style of the defense, but I think it'll be okay for him. Just draft Billy Bowman.
Yeah.
Or the other Penn State corner, or the other Penn State safety that's highly touted to go along with Brisker.
One thing I wish is that, did you see that East Carolina corner that tore his ACL in practice?
Oh, yeah.
Corner of the country. I wanted him in Green Bay. Man, that doesn't look like it's possible.
Yeah, that's rough for them.
Oh, nice. Is that a thick six? We just got a thick six in the Illinois-Nebraska game, by the way. on 4th and 2 to tie the game. Oh
Wow.
my God.
This
Luke
game's been
Altmaier, that was fantastic. That's not Big Ten football. What is this?
So Brandon Henderson?
Who are you and what have you done with my Big Ten football? They had an extra tackle lined in there as an eligible receiver, and he ran a short little corner route, bro. That was beautiful. Oh my God. Wow.
Oh, okay. It was a touchdown pass. Okay, to the.
Yeah.
When you said thick six, I thought you meant it was a pick six by a big boy.
Oh, no. It was a thick 6 on offense.
Nice.
Wow. That was pretty. That's why you love football, man.
We need more. Yeah, we need more thick sixes going on.
Wanye Morris had one last week.
Yeah, we need some more of those. Those are the best.
Maybe we need Big Jake Sexton to score a touchdown this week. Is that what we get to win?
Man, that would be.
Or maybe we need like a James Harrison type pick 6 in the Super Bowl from like Jaden Jackson or something, you know?
Give me the biggest boy. Give me a Dominic Williams on the offense, fullback, red zone, goal line.
Fuck that. Give me
Dominic
DJ
Williams.
Terry. Terry. I like it. Or Grayson Halton touchdown. He's smaller, but I still love Grayson Halton. Hey, we're way fucking off topic.
Okay, anyways, you got the Rams next, or Chicago does. You got the Rams next. Rams, I mean, they're beat up too. It's going to be a kitchen sink game for Sean McVay too coming up. We'll talk about it. Yeah, but you got the Rams next, and then you got the Panthers, and then you got the Jags. That's a London game. Then you get a bye. Then you get the Commanders. So that's a very favorable schedule coming up. So I'm glad we got Houston out of the way. Next game. We got the Chargers going to the Steelers.
Over under 34.5. How do you feel about that?
It's about right.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, that's about right.
It's fun.
This is like the perfect what would be like a good comparison for this coach's matchup? I mean, Mike Tomlin versus Jim Harbaugh is going to be the most interesting part about this game for me. Like, great coaches. I mean, this is like the tour de grace, the holy grail of like coaching matchups.
I came across that clip. Mike Tomlin walking out on the field pregame, and the dude's like, "Hey, Mike Tomlin." Mike Tomlin goes, "I'm fucking working." He's like, "Oh, okay."
Did you hear about what happened with Joey Bosa?
No, did you say something racist again?
No, that's Nick Bosa. Joey Bosa.
Oh,
the other guy.
Okay, my bad. I thought they were both racist.
He might be. I'm not sure.
A little bit more closeted, maybe.
Apparently, there was a break-in at his house, but it wasn't an actual break-in. Like the alarms went off, but he wasn't at the house.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess like something happened. The alarm tripped, and like the police showed up at his house.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of interesting. That's really all I had for that. It's probably a good thing Joey Bosa wasn't there because he kind of strikes me as the kind of guy that has a gun. And if he hears the alarm go off and like somebody breaks in, he's the kind of guy that would probably point the gun at the person that's broken in. If he sees a bunch of cops, he's probably done for.
Yeah. See, I'm the kind of guy, someone breaks in, I got a gun too, but I'd probably point it at myself. So
yeah. Try something. Yeah, I like the Chargers in this game.
Yeah, me too.
I was hoping it would be like work out for Justin Fields. It's probably best that Justin Fields is continuing to be your quarterback. It's definitely great for me because I get a 4th-round pick out of it. I think this is going to be a lower scoring game.
I agree.
And this is going to be one of those, like, it should be a lower scoring game, and then it's going to be over 52 points.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's how the NFL works.
Oh, my God. Dylan Royal almost just screwed that up.
True freshman.
Yep.
True freshman, Dylan Mahomes.
Dylan Mahomes.
Patrick Riley. What are we thinking for the Steelers-Chargers game? Stinky game or low-key good game?
I think it's low-key going to be – it's going to be your NFL – it's going to be your Big Ten West.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be your Big Ten West covering as the NFL. Yeah. Yeah.
It's the Big Ten punt, 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 field goal, punt, field goal. It's beautiful.
One touchdown at the very end, gonna seal it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's probably gonna be LA with that touchdown.
I like it. Yep, I agree. Also,
Joe Alt versus TJ Watt's gonna be fantastic.
Yep, that is going to be a great matchup. We also had another Jim Harbaugh quote. I think the reporter was asking him something. I don't necessarily remember what it was, but he basically said, "I'm gonna go out like Moses. I'm gonna die on my staff."
Yeah,
I think it was something like that.
Yeah, did you see the picture of him that came out? I think it was today. He was wearing the polo with the khakis, and the shirt was tucked in, and he was lifting with the team.
That's Jim Harbaugh. Absolutely.
He's the best, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, this team is like low key. Like they may not be like very great on paper, but Dylan Riley will just do something crazy.
Again, he fumbled twice on this drive. His lucky's offensive line got it. Oh, that's careless with the ball. Yeah.
All right.
My mom, Kathy's losing her fucking mind right now.
Yeah, no, so Ben Herbert, their like executive director of player personnel, I totally bought into him and Jim Harbaugh. So like I said, I think the Chargers are going to be a very, very good team very soon.
Yeah.
Told you to buy stock. If they win this game, they're 3-0.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're pretenders. I don't think they're going to make the Super Bowl. I mean, I guess you could call them a pretender if they make the playoffs and lose, but like I think they're going to be contenders very soon.
I think playoffs under year one of Harbaugh would be pretty spectacular. Not that he's not a good coach and it would be insane for him to get them there, but the turnaround would be pretty great.
They're going to be doing like Harbaugh style stuff. Yeah. Like it's exactly what he wanted to do. Offensive line, 12 personnel, 22 personnel. He's going to want to do 2 backs pretty soon. Like you're going to see Harbaugh style of football, and it's worked everywhere he's been. And I think it's still going to work for the Chargers, even with – and now you have Justin Herbert, an electric quarterback that – wow. Okay, Illinois.
What happened?
It's they're driving. They're in the driver's seat.
They're in the driver's seat. Next game that we have, Eagles at Saints.
Bitch, Saints. What the fuck?
What?
Illinois fumbles.
Yeah.
Sorry, that wasn't directed at you. That was directed at, as soon as I saw that, I immediately knew it was going to be a fumble.
I haven't seen it yet.
Terrible.
Oh my God. That's exactly what Dylan Riley just had happen to him twice. And he got lucky his team fell back on it.
This is fantastic podcasting. Anyway, I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No, you're good. Next game we got Eagles Saints. Saints, best team in the NFL?
Yes. Yeah. So far, through 2 weeks.
Derek Carr is in the whole 14,000th in the NFL for the Michael Jackson thing.
You know, it's funny. I saw a stat. So I'm sure you've seen that passing touchdowns league-wide is down. So in 2021, there was 105 touchdown passes. In 2022, there was like 110. Last year, around this point, there was 90-something, and this year there's only 69.
Wow.
There's only 69 touchdown passes. Or there was. I don't remember when that actually came out, but it was pretty recent. You know who the top 3 like the top 3 quarterback leaders in passing touchdowns?
Baker Mayfield. Why can't I say his name? Derek Carr. And who else is it? Who's third?
He's another quarterback that was drafted in the same class as Baker.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, top 3 in touchdown passes.
That's wild.
If you would have said that to somebody 2 years ago, you'd have been like, "You're insane."
If you'd have said that to somebody before the season started, they would have called you insane.
Yeah, that's true, 100%. But yeah, no, I guess Derek Carr's kind of found his groove, and the Saints look unstoppable. And the Eagles, they are like, they're not a fan base that panics, right? I mean, it's the city of Philadelphia. It's not like they have a jail in their actual stadium.
No, they're very cool, calm, and
Yeah,
collected
very
people.
cool.
They don't
Yeah,
climb like street poles or flip cars or anything like that. They're
yeah.
level headed.
They don't boo the offense when they're not driving. They don't boo. I thought that was going to be a lot cooler. It was cool, but if only
That dude's
Oklahoma could have
tattoos.
executed
Holy
that.
shit.
If only Oklahoma could have executed that play.
Let's see. Let's see. Sorry, this game is getting down to the wire. This is a good game, man. Oh, well, fuck.
Okay. Yeah, Eagles fans are calm, cool, and
This is a
collected. And
hell of
even
a
though
first
they
one.
have, weirdly enough, the worst D line in football right now, they're fine. They're fine, right? The Eagles?
Yeah, I mean, I expect the Saints to win this one, as weird as it feels to say. Rashid Shaheed has 7 receptions for 169 yards, by the way.
Doesn't seem like a lot,
Doesn't
considering the deep pass.
It feels like it should be more.
Yeah, I know. Welcome to the new era of football. And Mel Kiper was basically given a solution to how we could fix the offensive problems. You see that?
Yes, I did. There's a reason that he's a shitty draft analyst.
Defenses can't have anything anymore, right? Because
Not
like
allowed.
we can't have football anymore. Like football, you can't have football anymore. Like defenses, like the people. Okay, like I saw a stat, and I don't necessarily remember the exact. I'd have to go back and find it, but apparently, a big reason why like offenses have been down, other than the Saints, is people are like whenever they're playing like a cover two, people are like the safety's baiting, and quarterbacks are falling for that because the offenses have been so easy in the past. Like defenses are starting to adapt. It's kind of a big reason for it.
Look,
And
football is a cyclical game, especially at the pro level. It's going to go through cycles of what works on offense. It's going to go through cycles for what works on defense. Different schemes are going to become popular on both
it
sides of the
also
ball.
probably makes sense that offenses are down because we don't have Brady, Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers, like those guys anymore. Guys that have been doing it for a long time.
Yeah,
so it's another one.
I've always had this
And we
weird
have
thought
rookie
experiment
quarterbacks out there as well too. Like Caleb Williams isn't thrown a touchdown. Bo Nix.
The Bo Nix ever
Daniels.
will. I had this interesting thought experiment. I think about every so often. I may have said it to you before, maybe even on here, but what if every NFL team had a star quarterback, all 32?
Had a star quarterback?
Yeah, so imagine
Like
if all 32 teams in the NFL had Tom Brady at quarterback. What do you think that would do for football? Would
be
it
interesting.
be like an offensive juggernaut on every team, or do you think that every team would run things differently? Do you think it'd all be the same offense over and over again, or what do you think they do in the draft? What do you think college teams would do?
It'd be football.
Yeah.
We'd have football.
Okay. It's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like that's a very good point. I think. Darn. If all 32 teams had a quarterback, then I don't know. You'd be set for life if you had Tom Brady as your quarterback and you get to draft Caleb Williams to be your backup.
Yeah, I know,
get
right?
him to learn.
It
makes it easier because you just continue to build and you continue to like replace.
Yeah,
but defenses are going to catch on. I don't know. Actually, I haven't thought about that. You have to give me time to think about that.
Okay. What do you think? I think that what you said was, I think you're kind of right there. You'd see every other team have the ability to build around their quarterback, right? Hold on. Don't say anything. No way this happens.
Oh, you're behind.
I am behind you. He's going to miss the field goal, isn't he? Wow.
Oh, no. Keltner, watch this game. Don't miss the Bucs.
Don't do that, you motherfucker.
Okay, anyways, yeah, let's get back on track, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I think the Saints, they probably should win this game, but Eagles, I mean, I don't know. They're figuring things out. Without AJ Brown, their offense hasn't been very great. Saquon probably needs to catch that ball. The one also all-time comeback by the Falcons in that last game.
Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome.
Yeah, that was sick. But anyways,
last game of the morning slate. Broncos at Bucs. Like I said, I don't know that Bo Nix will ever throw a touchdown in the NFL at this rate. I think the Bucs are just going to keep things rolling. I don't think there's a whole lot on this one. I think Baker and the Bucs are going to continue to roll. Chris Godwin has looked like an absolute monster out there, and I would expect the Bucs to win this game.
Yeah, Baker's like the easiest guy to root for, so like I'm going to continue to root for his success. I actually agree with you on this one. I think I was going back and forth on this. I was thinking I'm going to take the Broncos. Like I would, if I was to put my money on this game, I would probably pick the Broncos to cover because like it's been kind of rough for them. Like they've had to play two really good defenses to start with the Seahawks and with the Seahawks and the Steelers. Like those are two really good defenses, and then Sean McVay's his coaching decisions and some of the stuff that they've done, they're kind of questionable. And the Bucs like defense had like an all-time performance against a really good Lions offense that I still think is good, but they're still banged up, and so we don't know what it's going to look like. Like they need to go in riding with confidence, and then you're going up against a quarterback that is a rookie. So like I kind of struggle with that. Like, well, it's the NFL. Like we have no idea like how anything plays out. Like it's going to be one of those situations where we think the Bucs are going to handle business like they should. And then the Broncos come out and win this game surprisingly or cover, and you're like, what the hell just happened? But I think I'm actually firm that like I think Baker and the Bucs are going to keep it rolling.
Definitely. Now, first game. Go ahead. Sorry.
Does the running game concern you for the Bucs at all?
I don't think so.
You think they'll be able to run the ball?
Mm-hmm. It kind of had the same trajectory last year. They came out slow. They started to build on things towards the back half of the season, and they kind of got things rolling. So
I like Rachaad White touchdown catch in this game.
I like that.
Surtain's gonna be on Evans, and Evans is obviously one of the best receivers in the league, but it's gonna be tough for him to go up against Surtain that entire matchup. So they're gonna have to get Rachaad White open.
I think. Looking at props, I want to say there was a prop bet for Mike Evans 4.5 receptions. I'd take that.
It's tough against Surtain.
Yeah, I think he does it though. I think they're going to be out there so many times that it's just going to happen.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it. Tampa Bay.
It's still 4.5 receptions. All right. What's next?
Well, afternoon slate.
Yeah. So, Panthers Raiders. Gross. It's gonna be an awful game to watch, and I'm gonna not miss a minute. I can't wait.
But Gardner Minshew got his swagger back.
He did get his swagger back.
I love the quote. So like the video came out of Max Crosby basically going up to him and being like, "Hey, we believe in you. You're our guy. We need you to bring out that Washington State quarterback that you were." And what did Gardner Minshew say? He was like, "All right, I'm gonna whip it up."
Yeah.
Minshew's the best. But their running game, I mean,
great.
like I don't know how I feel about their running game because it hasn't been great. I mean, yeah, Madison had that touchdown, that rushing touchdown, or he had the touchdown in that game, but he's averaging like 2.3 yards a carry. Like it hasn't been good for their running game, so they need to figure that out.
Yeah.
Before I say anything else, let's move on to the next game.
Definitely.
Because I'm thinking about that one. So Miami at Seattle. This is like a game that I actually do feel like the most confident in when I say that Seattle is going to take care of business against Miami.
Okay.
But Skylar Thompson.
Yeah. No. Skylar Thompson's not going to do it. Not against that Seahawks defense. Their secondary is too lethal, man.
I think the Seahawks are a really good team. I thought they'd be like we loved their defense last year. I think it's the same.
Mm-hmm.
The defense is still, in terms of personnel and coach, like in my opinion, they're a top 5 defense.
Yeah.
It was a weird game against the Patriots, so like that's the only concerning part.
Yeah, but that just happens. And the Patriots seem to be not a new team this year, but they're playing with a little bit of juice. I mean, they looked good on Thursday, but they're playing with a little bit more juice. So I still think the Seahawks.
Yeah, Miami's kind of banged up everywhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't have a lot of faith in them.
I think their offensive line's better. I think they have an advantage at quarterback. I think they have an advantage right now. It's like tied at receiver. No, receivers for. I think you could say it's tied right now.
Think so?
Yeah, because I like Tyler Lockett. He's really consistent. So, who would you rather have, Jalen Waddle or Tyler Lockett? Tight game, 4th and 5.
Tyler Lockett.
Yeah.
100%.
And I like Jalen Waddle a lot. I like Jalen Waddle. I think he's worth every dime that he was paid. But Tyler Lockett, I like him a lot. I think this should be an easy game for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
They'll be 3-0.
Think so, yeah.
They'll be 3-0.
Sneaky 3-0.
But they have a good team, so like I don't think it's like I mentioned with the Chargers, except the Seattle Seahawks are a better football team, so it'd be more contender than pretender, in my opinion.
Think so? Yeah.
Here's a fun one. Ravens at Cowboys. Sneaky fun game.
Yeah.
Like this is one of those. We know how it is with Mike McCarthy in the regular season. Mm-hmm. We always talk about how he does need to win a playoff game, but we're not thinking about that right now.
Yep.
Like I'm going to declare this a must-win. Like they have to win this game for the Ravens.
Yeah, no, 100%. You cannot start 0-3.
Nope, you can't. And winning the NFL is very hard,
especially after losing that game to the Raiders.
Yep, that's a tough loss to take. Let's see what you're made of.
But the tough thing with the Ravens is their offensive line is still so bad, and now they're playing.
The defense isn't as good without Mike McDonald too. I mean, they have a new defensive coordinator. They're having to figure things out. They still have great personnel, but
yeah. And they're playing another freakishly good defensive line in pass rush with Dallas, and just Micah Parsons alone. So, I mean, I'm going to take Dallas to win, but I think it is a must-win for the Ravens.
Yeah, sneaky good game.
I
don't know. I'm back and forth on this one. This one's like tough for me to decide because I know what Dallas is in the regular season, and
it's wild that Baltimore is getting a point in Arlington, by the way.
Yeah, I guess they did not like what they saw in the game against the Saints, but I don't think anybody's banged up.
Oh, I don't know.
Their rotation may not be as deep. I mean, they did get rid of Neville Gallimore, and they don't have this stuff to mark.
Canadian bacon.
Yeah, I don't know, but sneaky good game. Here's another fun one. 49ers at the Rams.
Both of these teams
beat the shit.
Yeah, I'm about to say this is just hospital ball at this point.
Yeah. This is coaching 101. Because the Debo's out, Christian McCaffrey's out.
Kittle might be out.
Yeah, Kittle's probably going to be out. Brandon Ayuk hasn't been able to get anything going. And then we know what the Rams injuries look like.
Just play Drake Stoops. I say it every week. If you play Drake Stoops, you win football games. So
Shanahan is 10-5 against McVay in the regular season.
That's wild.
So he's kind of owned the Rams, except in the playoffs. You can't beat him in the playoffs when it matters. But he is 10-5. Both of these guys are going to be in the lab cooking something up. And if you're the 49ers, here's kind of what I was thinking about this game. You cannot lose this game if you're the Rams. You have to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
It's the same thing with the Raiders. You cannot go 0-3. I think if you're the 49ers, you absolutely can tread water. You can go 1-2 because like with how talented your team is and like all the pieces that are still there, you can absolutely like salvage the season and be a Super Bowl contender. I think you can go 1-2 if you're the 49ers. Like the Rams have to win this game though, because they just like, I get that they're still trying to like rebuild some stuff, but like you have to dial something up though. Like you have to figure out a way to win this game.
How much longer do you expect?
This is the NFL kitchen sink game.
How much longer do you expect Matt Stafford to be playing?
2 years, maybe.
Yeah, I think this.
I'm surprised he's still playing after the spinal contusion.
Yeah, no, I'm saying that exactly. I think this season is going to go a long way to telling us how much longer he's going to play, though. I think if things really start to spiral out of control, especially if he gets hurt this year, it might be it. You know what I mean? He's got a Super Bowl now.
What does McVay? Does he retire? Because I know he's been wanting to, or does he take a look at the quarterbacks in college right now and go, maybe I can call up Aaron Donald and see if he wants to come back and get one of those quarterbacks.
Tank for 2 years, go get Nico, and then Drake Stoops is ready, and you know.
I mean, we're saying Nico, but Jackson Arnold, Arch Manning, Dylan Raiola. You know,
should even after this year, Carson Beck.
Yeah, that'd be funny to have Carson Beck and Stinson Bennett on the same team.
And Matt Stafford, by the way.
Yeah, just take all the Georgia quarterbacks.
Exactly. Just 3 Georgia quarterbacks all fighting for the same spot. Yeah. Stetson Bennett will never be a starter in the league. He beats
them all out. Could you imagine?
I'd fucking lose my mind.
That'd be funny.
It'd be hilarious.
Yeah, no, but the Rams, I'm declaring this like I did with the Ravens. This is a must-win for the Rams.
Yeah.
Because, like I said, with the 49ers, it's like Green Bay. You can tread water. Like, you can try to make it work as best you can with the Green Bay, like, without your star, like, you can absolutely lose this game to in Tennessee and just be just fine because, like, you'll get Jordan Love back soon and you'll be a competent offense once again. Passing the ball anyways. And same with the 49ers. Like, you can afford to – what a punt. Wow. That was fantastic.
I like how this has turned back into Big Ten football after I started complaining about it.
Yep. But if you're the 49ers, like, you can afford to lose this game and be just fine still. Doesn't it feel that way?
It does. No, it really does. And
also great. Also, I love this uniform matchup. And the same thing, we didn't even talk about that with actually, we're going to talk about that game here in a second. Here's a great uniform matchup. Lions at Cardinals.
Cardinals going black this week, right?
They should go red, and Lions should go blue, and we should have a good old-fashioned Bloods versus Crips. But it's not going to happen.
I think the Cardinals are wearing black this week. I know they were practicing in the black, had the black helmet and stuff on, so I'd assume they go black this week. But
yeah, this is a great uniform matchup. Do you have any thoughts on this game? Because I do.
I think this is going to be this. This is what I expected the Bucs-Detroit game to be last week. I think this one's going to be high flying, lots of points, not a ton of defense. And if Kyler can keep finding Marvin Harrison, and if Jared Goff can keep finding Jameson Williams, this game might end in a 100-100 draw. I'm super stoked for it, though. Yep.
Okay. I have a question. Did you see the report that Dan Campbell had to sell his house because Lions fans, I guess, found his address?
Yep. Lions fans are back, by the way.
Yeah. That's totally true, and none of that.
The Lions are ready for SEC ball. I'll tell you that right now.
Yes, 100%. They did to Dan Campbell what OU fans did to Lincoln Riley, apparently. Totally true, not fabricated in the least bit, right?
Not at all.
You know, there's not like a world where actually his wife probably wanted a new house and they decided, hey, let's move into that new house. No, it was Lions fans.
Dan Campbell's brisket is.
I bet it's phenomenal. I bet Dan Campbell takes a look at Lincoln Riley's brisket and pisses on it.
I think he takes a look at Lincoln Riley's brisket.
Which Caleb Williams did say that it was
on
good.
4th down.
Caleb Williams did say that Lincoln Riley's brisket was actually good. The second
he paints his fingernails. He can't. He has no.
He was eating it. He's like, yeah, it's good, coach.
Exactly. It's like it tastes like nail polish remover.
Anyway, I thought that was a funny story.
No, it definitely was. It was.
High flying. we thought the Cardinals were going to be a good team. It seems like there's nobody that can stop Kyler when he's healthy and going. He's the most fun quarterback to watch. It's what everybody, like, I guess, expected Caleb to be week 1.
Yeah, exactly.
It's just he's not Kyler
Unrealistic
Murray.
as hell.
Yeah,
Nobody
but
is.
yeah, Kyler Murray's fun. I think this is, and it's I don't really know how else to put this because I know I'm not. I think the Cardinals are a very good team, and let me get that out there. I think this is a get right game for the Lions.
Okay.
Maybe get right game isn't the right word for it because the Cardinals are a good team. It's not like the Lions are going into a bad team to get right. It's a back to basics game. It's a back to basics game. This happened week 2 last year when they played the Seahawks, where they tried to pass the ball more than they ran it, which doesn't make sense when you have a fantastic offensive line and you have David Montgomery and Jahmyr Gibbs. I think they go back to basics. I think they run the ball more. They establish they get the run game going. They establish it. They impose their will, what their game plan, what they like to do, what their identity is as an offense to run the ball, and I think they're going to be able to score some points that way. And I think they're going to take control of time of possession. And it's going to help. It's going to help the defense out a lot too, because if you can get Aiden Hutchinson going to have, if he has another 5-sack game, Terrion Arnold versus Marvin Harrison might be a matchup to watch. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I think. Yeah, I think it's going to be. I think it's going to be the game of the week. I know I said sneaky game of the week earlier.
No, this is you're right. Detroit versus Arizona is the game of the week.
I think so. It's going to be fantastic.
Yep, I completely agree. But yeah, I think it's a back to basics. I think they are going to throw the ball a little bit with Jared Goff. I mean, you have to when he's able to do it. Amon-Ra got injured last week. I think he's going to play. I just don't know how healthy he is.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll keep an eye on that. But yeah, high flying, high scoring. I agree with you. And it's going to be a fantastic game. Is it a Tom Brady game, Fox?
325 on Fox. Yeah, I would think so. Well, why is it giving us 325 Fox games? It might be Detroit, or it might be it could be Ravens Cowboys. Don't say anything. Don't say anything.
No, never mind. This game has been fucking awesome, by the way.
Oh, it's been awesome.
This game has been
very fun. Oh, I stepped out.
Okay.
When you heard when you finish watching this.
Okay. Well, it's about to be over. Chiefs at Falcons. We're gonna see what the Falcons are made of.
There's no way Kirk can do it twice in a row in primetime, right?
I actually completely disagree. I think he ended the narratives. I think. I mean, you have Kansas City that hasn't looked great. I mean, they basically just kind of scooted by. They're the 2 games that they won. They're going into a really good Falcons defense led by Raheem Morris, and I think this is the step in the right direction for Kirk Cousins. We had questions about how the Falcons offense can look, and I still have questions, but I think the Falcons can get it done. I really do, because it hasn't looked great for Kansas City. I know it's Kansas City and they have things that go their way, but I mean I've been in favor of Kansas City probably making another Super Bowl, but they're probably going to lose this game because they haven't looked good so far. They've been just finding ways.
They have one stinker that they lay up earlier in the season every year, but I don't trust Kirk in Atlanta yet. I feel like their offense is too hit or miss. It's too talented for them to be too hit or miss.
Say something nice about the Falcons offense real quick.
I think Bijan Robinson is fantastic.
That was mine as well.
Yeah.
Bijan is fucking awesome, dude.
If he gets space, they have had no push up front. He has 32 carries for 165 yards.
I think they're going to be able to take advantage of it because of the way that they've been trying to run. They've been trying to run their offense kind of between the tackles or through the middle. I think they're going to try to find their ways, but maybe not on swing routes. Oh no.
All right, let's watch.
Maybe not on swing routes, but maybe just like little hitch routes for him. Maybe line him up out wide. Like just do something creative, like throw everything out there to confuse Steve Spagnuolo's defense.
I think you need to line him up out wide and then try to get a linebacker on him. If you can get a linebacker on him, I'd take Bijan all day.
Do you remember 2018 Georgia versus Alabama, the 2nd and 26 for Tua?
That's not happening.
That'd be sick.
Here.
That'd be sick.
It's a hell of a stunt.
Oh no! Intentional grounding. Was he down? Yeah. Okay, he was down. Okay. Jeez, that is tough to come back from. That'd be an all-time classic.
It's a 3rd and 42.
No, he was down. They're going to take a look at it. They called it intentional grounding, but they're going to take a look at it.
Oh, yeah, he's down.
Okay, so I like Kansas City. Like, I think they could be another Super Bowl contender. Their defense is still really fucking awesome, but their offense is kind of stalled a little bit. But I think Atlanta's going to win this game. Next one. Jags go to the Bills. Must win for the Jags. Can't start 0-3, but it's probably going to happen because I still think Buffalo's a good team. And it's going to be in Buffalo. Buffalo's going to lose a game. I think it'd be next week more than this week.
Yeah, no, Buffalo's not losing this one. And Jacksonville's offense has been too
It's not at Trevor Banks Stadium, is it?
It's not. Wow, I guess 3rd and 42. Don't say anything.
You have to throw the flag. And they're not going to. Oh, no. Yeah, it's over. Because he hits him here. And he's out. No. And he gets hit again.
There's no way.
By definition, that should be unnecessary.
No, I don't know. He's still like trying to move forward. I don't know what you call that.
But he's already out of bounds. 4th and 29. Wow. This is terrible podcasting, by the way. I like the Bills in this game. Last one. And it's over. Illinois stuns Nebraska.
Man.
Wow. What a game for Illinois. It's 4-0.
How do you go 3-by-1 bunch on 4th and 29? And your running back blocks.
Nebraska's going to be just fine. I mean, they'll be just fine.
Yeah, no, they'll be fine. That's just funny.
Yeah. You would like to win that game, but Illinois is a really good team.
Very good team.
And their coach is a fat guy, and I love that. We need more fat guy coaches.
We do. I need to hurry up and get a job.
Yep. Yeah.
All right, last game.
We need you out there in Norman.
We do.
Let's wrap it up real quick. Last game, Commanders at Bengals. The two Heisman Trophy winning quarterbacks from LSU go head to head. I like Cincy in this game.
Yeah, I think this is finally the game where they get it right. Another game. You can't start 0-3. And I don't think that they will. I just think that the Commanders' inability to score touchdowns is finally going to come back to bite them in the ass. Nothing.
Well, you can't have Jamar Chase going crazy like you did last week. And
yeah,
I mean, we already talked about that, but like, is T. Higgins going to play? Like, what's going on? It feels like there's a storyline for that duo like every week. Like it's something new. Like, oh, T. Higgins isn't, he's wanting to get contract negotiations going. He may not want to come back. And then Jamar Chase apparently turned down being the highest paid wide receiver in the NFL. Like,
I don't know, man. It's got weird vibes in Cincy right now.
Yeah. Very weird vibes in Cincy. Absolutely. I agree.
All right.
Do you have anything else on that game?
I really don't. I do expect Cincy to win this one, though. Would you like to go ahead and get into our dick picks for this week?
Yes. What's the standing currently?
Let me pull my good old Excel spreadsheet back up. Give me 1 second. I should have had this ready. Again, more bad podcasting.
No,
currently, we are tied 5-5. I went 1-4 in week 1. You went 2-3, and then I went 4-1 in week 2. You went 3-2. So we're tied at 5 right now.
Okay. I like it.
We still haven't decided what the loser's going to do.
Do you want to decide tomorrow?
We'll figure it out. We'll
something?
text about it. Yeah, we'll text about it.
We don't have to make it like a super harsh punishment this year. Maybe the year after, if we're still doing this, make it, tough.
My thought process was just the loser has to do a full episode in Packers or Bears gear, but we'll see.
It's tough.
It's tough.
I can send you my Jay Cutler jersey.
I'd rather I'll lay it out as a puppy pad if you send me your Jay Cutler jersey.
That's disrespectful.
It's very disrespectful. Don't do that to me.
Really rude to Jay Cutler.
It is really rude to Jay Cutler.
Okay, so you won last week.
Mm-hmm.
So
I
got 2 of 3.
You went 3 of 2 last week. You went 2 of 3 in week 1. Yep.
Okay, but you still won. Okay.
Yes.
I guess that means I go first. I have a stinky pick that I'm gonna do, but I'm gonna save it for later. I like Detroit, Arizona over 51.5.
You motherfucker! I had that one.
But low key, both defenses have been good, so that's like that one's. If it's gonna hit, it's gonna hit last like 2 minutes of the game.
Like walk-off touchdown type shit.
Yeah. Like it's gonna be like I'm gonna be grinding to get that over. Like I'm gonna be sitting. The witching hour in that late slate is going to absolutely kill me during that game. If it doesn't start off like 17-17, like midway through the second quarter, like I could be absolutely screwed.
Yeah. Let's see. So my first one, I'm gonna take Green Bay money line, dude. I think they get it done.
All right. What's your next one?
My next one, I'm gonna take Tampa to cover -6.
Okay. I like Tennessee -3.
Okay.
And then I like Chicago money line. I like them to win.
Okay.
I was thinking about taking the over in that game.
I am going to go ahead and take the Dallas money line. And I'm going to take the under 34.5 in Pittsburgh and LA.
I like that. Good old-fashioned defense.
Yep.
Okay. We're getting rough here.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the. You know what?
What's that?
I'm gonna get stinky here.
Okay.
I'm gonna take the. Can we agree not to do the Monday night games for this one? Just stick with Sunday.
Yeah, we'll stick with Sunday.
We'll just stick with Sunday because it gets too confusing.
It does.
Because you have to wait, and then it's like, I am gonna take the under. Actually, I'm gonna take the under in the Miami-Seattle game. Under 41.5.
Okay.
I've been doing some gross picks for college football.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna do a very gross one for the NFL.
Okay. What's your last one?
I'm gonna take the Panthers +6.
Oh.
And Andy Dalton starting. I think the team is probably. We're gonna find out a lot about this team now that there's a new quarterback. Let's see if they rally around a veteran. Maybe he can get the guys going.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna take the Panthers +6.
Okay. My last one.
Can we make it +6.5?
No.
Or +7?
+6. You're not buying no points here, pussy. I was gonna take the under in Cincinnati, Washington. But since we're sticking to Sunday, I'm gonna take the over 49.5 in Philly, New Orleans.
All right.
So to recap, I have Green Bay's money line. I have the under in LA and Pittsburgh at 34.5. I have Tampa to cover -6. I have Dallas money line, and then the over 49.5 Philly, New Orleans. And you took my fucking pick, but now I'm a little less nervous about it because I don't have to worry about it. You took Detroit, Arizona over 51.5. You took Tennessee -3. You took Chicago money line. You took the Miami Seattle under 41.5. And you took Carolina to cover +6 against the Raiders. It's interesting, man. I think it's gonna be a fun week. I can't wait.
Stinky gross picks by me. I'm feeling it this week, though. Like, you know, like I don't know. Sometimes you have those. Like we just don't know. This is the week of college football and the NFL where like we're gonna figure out who's real and who's not, and then we're also gonna figure out like it's basically you don't know what you don't know is week 3 and week 4.
100%.
So.
But yeah, man, it's super interesting week. Obviously, the biggest talking point, the one we spent the most time on, is the most important game. It's SEC football time in Norman, Oklahoma. So we're hoping that we're both happy guys come Monday. Honestly, if OU got the win, I think I could live with the Packers losing by 100 on Sunday. That's probably how excited I'd be. Don't let that happen, Green Bay. But as always, please like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, share with your family, share with your enemies, whoever. We don't give a fuck. We want everybody to see this. Check out the GT Counter podcast. Again, my buddy Tyler does a great job over there. Appreciate him having me on. I'll link that video in the description of ours if you get interested and you want to check that out. But yeah, this has been season 2, episode 8 of the Pigskin podcast. So enjoy your weekend. We'll see you.